I can't believe I'm doing this. For God's sake. I'm 59 years old and have been a widow for 8 years. I went from missing my husband insanely to slowly pulling myself together, and when I just reach a point where I'm seemingly regained my sanity, now this. It is 6 a.m., still dark, and I'm in my shower getting ready for a Tinder date. What good can come out of Tinder? I say to myself, and reason back, it's just a walk. I walk every day and thought I could find someone to join me. Well, really? Not just someone, let's be honest, an interesting guy to join you. I didn't have to wait a long time. It's a match, my phone flashed shortly after I signed up. I like that Indy, my match, never said that I was beautiful or nice legs. Instead he wrote, let's have a coffee. An ex-physician and ex-lawyer meet as artists. Makes a lot of sense to me. I was an ex-physician. He was an ex-lawyer. I smiled and texted back, could we make it a walk? Cool, he said. Dinaki Marina along the harbor. Meet by avocados at the fresh market store. Yeah, I said, 7 a.m. By 9 a.m., I had to be at the Coral Gables Hospital for my monthly cholesterol checkup. As I approached Fresh Market, my heart was pounding. Keep low expectations, I said to myself sternly. He was at the entrance. It was hard to miss him. He was tall, not particularly fit, just tall. He had a big teddy bear look, if they would make a 6'2" teddy bears. Somehow I liked that. It felt safe. Let's get a coffee, he said. We went inside. The store was empty. Normal people were still sleeping or getting ready for work. We'll get one for you, I said. I can't. I have a medical test after this. Can't eat. We poured his coffee at the coffee table. What test? He looked at me smiling. Colonoscopy? I giggled. No, cholesterol. This walk should lower my cholesterol a little bit. Oh, he grinned again. I liked being used. We exited. Strolled by the bay. The sun was still low. I inhaled cool morning air and suddenly felt happy, as if someone gave me a cookie, a delicious cookie, and I was eating it slowly, savoring every bit. We walked, keeping the distance. I talked about my dead husband. He talked about his teenage daughters. We sat down on a beach bench and faced the bay. He held his phone up and scrolled through his Facebook. We looked at his paintings. They were interesting, surprisingly, not that lame. I had 4 years of art school in Russia, and I'm not painting because I don't like being alone in a studio. He kept scrolling. Up next came faces of his daughters, fresh and round. Framed by the straight, long hair, they were beautiful in their teenage simplicity. They reminded me of my own face when I was a Russian teenager, some 40 years ago. If someone would told me then that someday I would become an American by marrying an American, then lose him after 18 years of marriage, mourn him for 8 years, and one day take this walk. If someone would told me that back then, I would think they overdosed on some wild Russian mushrooms and simply delirious. America. I never saw an American man or woman until I was about 30. Americans, they simply did not exist at that time in that part of Russia where I grew up. Andy's girls looked distinctly European. He was of Austrian descent. I could have had daughters looking like that, and I have none. He was 68, the older was 15. The younger one, 12. His ex and the girls did not live in Miami, but I saw that the girls were a big part of his life. For a moment, I thought of my own father, and how great it would be to get a text message from him, from wherever he is now. The heaven? Without a warning, it began to rain. We got up and walked away. The rain turned into a morning shower, and we speeded up. Suddenly, Andy stopped, put his hand over his pocket, and said, "I left my cell on the bench." "Oh, no," I said. "Really?" "It's all right," he said. We took the cover at one of the buildings on Mary Street. The rain was banging. "It's only a phone," he said. "It's okay. We didn't lose our arms or legs." True, I thought, but still. "Go for your medical test," he said. "I'll go back and check if it's still there." He hugged me goodbye, and we headed off in opposite directions. He back to the bench, me to the hospital. I was making my way through the flooded streets when my cell blipped, and I saw his text. "I got it. A little wet, but all is good." I stopped by the curb to respond. "Great!" As on a cue, our car zoomed right by and showered me over. "Ta-da!" I said to myself, feeling streaks of what must have been a very dirty water running down my face.